The Donkey Kong Country series is full of quality level design. That seems fairly obvious. There's a reason the specter of these games keeps looming behind. There's so much to break open, add, and subtract. But one thing that strikes me in retrospect is how simple the first game was. Sure, the graphics were revolutionary for the time, etching this atmospheric niche that stood it out from its peers while continuing to age gracefully. But the run and jump, roll and bounce were aligned with other platformers of the era. You start at the beginning of a stage, show off your pit-avoiding prowess while dodging baddies, grabbing power-ups, and collecting some tally that adds up to an extra life. Stuff Mario had already done. The water worlds and animal transformations offered welcome respite from the standard hippity-hop, but my favorite mechanical innovation in the first game is the bonus rooms. Though each level was as simple as get to the end, these sneaky spaces were hiding throughout the game, and the developers wisely positioned Rambi just before the very first one on the very first level. The Rhino's impressive horn automatically thrashes at any breakable wall in front of him, so a new player is all but guaranteed to drop down here and smash the first bonus room open. Once inside, you'll find a whole convention of bananas gathered for the annual Cave Dweller concert, and an extra life. A valuable resource in a game that will quickly climb in difficulty. And now that you know these bonus rooms are there, you're gonna start searching for them all throughout your adventure, lining your pockets, fur? Where do they keep all those bananas anyway? To finally trounce King K. Rool and recover the stolen banana hoard. That's great, but the sequel bumps things up a notch. Bonus rooms are back. They've even got Rambi in the first level to run tutorial again, although they had to use a banana arrow to hint at it this time, not as clean. While you can find an occasional collectible in these secrets, Donkey Kong Country 2 opts to reward the player with a Creme coin on completion of a timed challenge. Creme coins have no immediate worth, which might make them a bit underwhelming at first. But take them to the nearest friendly information kiosk and the staff will kindly explain the fine print. You want in shiny barrel? You need 15 bribe bucks. Well, now this is interesting. Now we need to see what the heck this golden barrel is about. I've never jumped in one of those. So you creak and crack every last bonus room you can find to make a path for the special barrel. And where does it go? A completely separate, secret world. The Lost World. In 2 words, it's genius. Wait, there's an apostrophe there. Is that 3 technically? You've got the normal levels, which you run and jump as normal, and if you dig the gameplay enough, you can hunt down the bonus rooms and unlock more content. But searching for the bonus rooms is kind of a mini-game in of itself. The bonus rooms themselves are explicit mini-games, often difficult challenges based on a gimmick in the level proper. And then if you win enough carnival-style mini-challenges, which don't cost $5 real to retry by the way, you unlock entire bonus levels, which also contain bonus rooms. Oh, and that's how you get the second ending also. It's peak. The third entry does this too, though the mechanics of bonus rooms stay exactly the same. The main improvements are in the creativity of the challenges. It has this new green banana one, where you must quickly grab an item phasing in and out of existence. Is this where the green star idea came from? Or was that the frog coins from Super Mario RPG? Anyway, it wasn't until Donkey Kong returned on the Wii that bonus rooms changed up again. The newest entry in the series saw all those unique collectibles in the original trilogy and dialed it up big time. The Kong letters had been a country staple, but in Donkey Kong Country Returns, these letters now unlock new levels. The craftily hidden DK coins from the second and third game were fractured into several puzzle pieces. Each stage could have up to 9 uniquely hidden jigsaw jammies, meaning these levels were packed with goodies and secrets to find. The game even brought back bonus rooms and... this is when tragedy struck. While the bonus rooms did return, offering a timed challenge and a unique reward, there were 2 issues. 1, the unique reward didn't unlock any additional gameplay. You still had secret levels, but again they were tied to the Kong letters, which by the way were much easier items to collect than Creme coins. But 2, there are only a handful of different bonus room layouts, which were copy-pasted across every bonus room in the game. So not only was the reward downgraded, but the mini-challenge was as well. Well hey, the ideas are all here. Maybe they'll clean things up for the next game. Oh my goodness! Squidward! Not only did the same flawed bonus rooms migrate over to Tropical Freeze, but they sanitized it. Bad enough the challenges were copy-pasted again, But also every single bonus room was spray painted with gold. We couldn't even have unique themes anymore. Every single room was so boring and corporate. Gold means nothing if it's not rare. What happened? We had the perfect system and now it's a shell of its former self. Even Donkey Kong Bonanza brings back these copy-pasted, pasteurized bonus rooms. What's going on? Well, I think the first thing to point to is cost. Duplicating the same golden rooms everywhere saves time and effort. With 2D sprites, it was probably much easier to construct a quick challenge repurposing assets from the original stages, whereas carefully crafted 3D models for a room you'll see for 60 seconds isn't the best use of time. But then again, the 3DS version of Returns has new stages reusing assets, so maybe that's not a huge deal. I think the bigger problem is the name, Bonus Room, and along with it, the history.
Particular mushroom.
The first game in any series has a lot of sway over future entries. Look at Pikmin. The second game did away with the day limit, time doesn't even pass underground, yet the time limit above ground remained intact despite thematic and mechanical inconsistency. The magnetic forces under the earth prevent time from passing? Make it make sense. And Donkey Kong Country Returns wears its inspiration on its DK tie. Music remixes in the game included Aquatic Ambience, Simian Segway, Forest Frenzy, Life in the Mines, Fear Factory, all music from the original game. And just look at the title, Returns! Return to DK Island and visit all the main locations from the first outing. Jungle, temple, forest, factory, yada yada. So you can imagine which game was the primary inspiration for the bonus rooms. And as we discussed, that rustic first game had bonus rooms lacking any unique collectibles, just a bunch of smaller doodads. We functionally have exactly that. Puzzle pieces are unique, but simply unlock gallery items distinctly outside the game proper. No gameplay. But I think what the devs got stuck on is the name, Bonus Room. We discussed why these rooms are disappointing, but if I told you to give me a bonus room with no other context, look at this. Does this not fit the bill to a D? K? Retro Studios clearly had a lot of reverence for the original trilogy while shuffling in their own vision where they could. And that's not a problem. The retro duology is otherwise fantastic in many ways the trilogy could never dream of. But the name Bonus Room betrays their real strength. Room implies a small, enclosed space. That one's fine. I don't think they should be constrained to small areas, but you can do plenty with one screen. But the word bonus implies an extra gift that we shouldn't expect. Let me explain why that's an issue. The definition of bonus states, something welcome and often unexpected that accompanies and enhances something that is itself good. That is way too wordy. Anyway, if you sold a golden banana for $300 and received a $60 bonus for good service, you wouldn't suddenly start selling that banana for $360. The market value is still $300, and both the seller and buyer expect that price. Okay, so what's your point, Sir Mushroom? Well, in the same way, if you were to take Bonus Room at face value, the main level is the golden banana, while the bonus rooms are extra goodie bags that aren't crafted with the same criticality as the core game. If you've decided that bonus rooms are just fun little bonuses, then it's very easy to slip into, I shouldn't put anything important into a bonus room. Wrong. It is precisely because creme coins and bonus coins are so valuable that makes the bonus rooms so fun to seek out. I want a unique collectible, I want that unique collectible to unlock more gameplay, and I want a checklist of every bonus area in the game so my completion-oriented brain can go into monkey see, monkey do mode and track down that delicious 100%, or 103%, whatever it is. In that regard, I don't want bonus rooms to have bonus content. I want real meat and potatoes content. Bonus rooms are the perfect places to take all the unrealized gameplay concepts you've come up with and crank out potential that only makes sense in an optional area. But don't get it twisted. You don't need to go all in on bonus content. The strawberries in Celeste don't unlock any new gameplay, but each one presents a unique challenge to test your skills. Crash Bandicoot acts like the bonus rooms are fun little sidecars. Look at the fun blinking text. Until you realize the boxes in these rooms count towards your total for the clear gem. But you can't ignore that small detail if it's too much. clear gems are optional. If you don't care about seeing the true ending, you can make it difficult, you can make it funny, like throwing chests at an invincible bee until one drops a coin. Just whatever you do, don't make it boring. I mean, you can, it's your game, but if you really want to turn fans into super fans, drop some captivating content into a couple of those hidden nooks and crannies. Now let's get a reality check. There are downsides to this approach. Locking content behind an item wall means players can miss these experiences. Maybe they want to see everything but can't be bothered to replay previous levels where they missed one single collectible. Donkey Kong Country has a good middle ground where you unlock bonus levels one by one, so if you don't have enough at the first kiosk, you can simply save up for the next one and still get rewarded. But as stated twice now, the extra ending is usually locked behind collecting everything, which is rough. One response I have to this, though, is the Country series is already quite demanding. You likely won't tropical breeze through the game, and searching around for coins and balloons can really help you out. Might as well add some secret challenges too. I have no retort for this one, though. Reusing gameplay elements just harder can also be seen as padding. Stampede Sprint has this ridiculous challenge where you must get Perry to the end of the level just to delete him into a bonus barrel. And when you lose, which will likely happen the first time as the jump is finicky, you have to replay the whole level and successfully escort Perry again just to get another shot. Talk about an insane run back. And then there's reusing resources, which is an issue I don't dock as much. Because yeah, reusing the same tile set and ghost ropes from the original Ghostly Grove can be lame, but if I'm a player expending extra effort to detour into this bonus barrel, I probably like the level. I probably would not mind seeing more of it. And here's the thing, I would rather you recycle assets to give avid players more game and challenge to experience than have nothing at all. I imagine most who've immersed into 100%ing a game can attest to that as well. And so I admit that Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze get plenty of points for having any bonus rooms at all. They still got the bonus levels part right, just with easier to nab Kong letters, which makes them more accessible. Puzzle pieces are obnoxious to find all of, but make for a fuller game. You actually don't need those for 100% or a true ending, so you can completely skip them. It's just frustrating that we had Pinnacle Form for 2 games, and then dropped it for cutely wrapped take-home gifts. And if you're a developer, I encourage you to add optional content in your games with purpose, challenge, or comedy. Feel free to reuse assets as long as the detour isn't too tedious. And most of all, make the game you want to make. Don't let me tell you what to do. You have to evaluate what content is best for the experience you're aiming for. But I hope you at least understand why bonus rooms, even if you called them that, shouldn't be bonuses. Thanks for watching. Hi folks, if you haven't heard, we're planning a lot of shorter videos around this length on the 2 channels this year. Longer videos are still on the way, but the channel could use some activity while they are in the works. There is a future where we only do long form again, but based on the numbers last year, the channel has to grow a lot more before we can do that. Thanks for your support, I'll be listening to your feedback as usual, and here's to 2026.